Alright guys, welcome back to another Performance Digital video. So today's video is, of course, I know a lot of people have been asking, how to, find the setups and how do order flow overall operate. So I know this is a topic that a lot of people, have a hard time understanding. And, I try to keep it simple as possible. So how I trade my setups, I only look for highs and lows. So this goes back to framework. If you don't know how to do framework, then it's going to be kind of hard to understand how to do this. So you got to do your framework first. Framework is nothing but clean highs and clean lows that has not been taken out yet. So we wait for highs and lows. Either the high or low going to be taken out, or the volume going to be taken out. The body of the, when I say the volume, I'm talking about the body of the candle. From there, we're going to look for our three main setups, which is the volume, which is something when there's a spike, when it's in range and all of a sudden there's a spike in the move all of a sudden. That's what we call our void setup. And then we have our order block, obviously, set up. So in this case, and then you have our mitigation block set up. So these are three main setups that we trade. So we wait for a high or low get taken out, or the body of the candle get taken out. Because sometimes it can take out the body of the candle and reverse from that. It don't have to always take out the low or the high. And I can show you plenty of examples of that. So I'm gonna show you what current price did. Well, I'm gonna show you last week. So as you see, right, we have this high getting taken out right here. So let's mark this real quick. So from this high, right, to confirm the order block, once the high got taken out, which is this right here, some of this stuff is already marked because these are stuff that I already traded throughout the week. But so once the high got taken out, right, our next confirmation is to start looking for a bearish order block setup. So wait for the high get taken out, aka liquidity, because what's above here, stop losses and buy stops. So we want to wait for liquidity to get taken out, and then once liquidity get taken out, we want to wait for the low of this up candle to be taken out. Once the low of this up candle taken out right here, your entry is literally right here. I messed up. Your entry is right here. And you have two options. I can't teach you this because this goes by experience. I always tell people go by the volume of the volume of the candle, the wick. Because some people ask, okay, do I have to go by the volume or the wick? Well, it's up to you, to be honest. I go by the volume to get more of a better sniper entry, because my goal is try to at least get a small drawback as possible. So as you can see, once the low get taken out, right, we have a high get taken out, and then what happened? The low of this candle got taken out. So remind you, it don't have to be one candle. It could take two candles to take it out. That's an order block setup. If it's one, cool, fine. Alone, the up candle, the low of the up candle is taken out right here. It took it out, and your entry is literally on this pullback. You didn't get an entry here, but you got an entry right here on this pullback right here. So how to operate, you'll put a limit order for price tap back into it. Once price tap back into it, boom, there's your entry. Now, here's a better option. So if you see a good setup on the hour, me personally, I always go to the 5 minute right away. ICT teaches you we're not trying to trade tops and bottom. We're trying to get the meat of the move. Well, if you can get a tops and bottom, go for that. So with this, right, we have the high taken out right here. So we're going to change this color so y'all can see this on the 5 minute time frame. So let's change it to red so you know what it is. So what we do, we go to the daily, weekly, and monthly for our overall direction. Always remember that daily, weekly, and monthly is our overall direction. Once we know our overall direction, now of course the weekly and monthly take a little bit more time to play out. So the daily is something more like you're going to be going to every day to look at, to prevent from getting manipulated on lower time frame. So when you know your overall direction, so if your overall direction is bullish, then you're only going to look for buy setups. Same thing the opposite. If it's bearish, you only look for bearish setups. So in this case, the high of this got taken out right here. So let's replay this right here so you can understand this right here. So this is that same high that got taken out right here. So once the high got taken out, right, let's full screen this. And let's hold on. Let's go to the 5 minute first. So once you know your overall direction, then you want to go to either the 4 hour or either the hour or the 5 minute. That's it. Or the 1 minute. So if you find a setup on the hour, then automatically go to the 5 minute. So you can get a better sniper entry. Now sometimes you might be able to get an entry on the hour, but if you can get a better sniper entry on the 5 minute, then do that. So we have the high getting taken out. So we go to the 5 minute to obviously see, okay, hey, so this is that same high that got taken out right here. Within this is the same high. So what we're gonna look for either two things. We're gonna look for, three things. We're gonna look for our order block setup, mitigation block, or void setup. That's it. Them are only three setups. If you don't know how all the setups operate, then I advise you to go watch previous videos on how every setup operate. Because you gotta understand framework first, and then to understand order flow, you have to understand how the setups operate. Understand what low liquidity run, the high liquidity run. You gotta understand how the setups operate. Cause all those go hand in hand. So as you see, right? So price starts coming down, right? Took the high out. Then price started coming down. Right? It's come back into it. It's coming down, right? So we when the high get taken out, we're automatic is gonna look for two things: either a void or either a mitigation or order block. So in this case, we have a void set up right here. In this case, a void, we have price came here and made a shift in market structure. Let's turn this to a different color. We had a shift in market structure. Your entry is literally right here. And I know it's going to be hard for a lot of people to grasp that, but your entry is literally right here. Let's make this smaller so you can be able to see what I'm talking about. Let's full screen this. So your entry is literally right here. You have a shift in market structure. The moment this down candle took out the low of this up candle, your entry is on this candle that made a rejection going up and then came back down. That's your entry. Now, ICT teaches when you have a shift in market structure, wait for the low of this get taken out and then for price to pull back in here. I do a little bit different. I wait for the last low, the down candle is taken out, and then for price to tap back into it. That way you get the best optimal trade entry as possible. And then your stop loss is above here. And then, of course, your take profit is going to be based off the hour time frame. So if we go to the if we go back to the hour, right, we'll see that entry. These are the same two lines that we was looking at. See, so you would have got in right on top of here, which is something you couldn't have seen on the hour. And you could have still got an entry below here once price broke below here and tapped back into it. But you could got two entries, an entry here and here. Now that's two different entries. So now price is coming down, right? And then obviously price taps back into it. So therefore price taps back into it. Our entry is literally right here. Once this low gets out, so now you have an entry here. And for those who didn't go to the 5 minute but wait on the hour, you still had an entry here. Once price tap back into it, gonna speed this up. Boom, your entry right here on this limit order. Obviously, your take profit is below this area right here. Once price tap back into it, take profit is below here or below here. So, I hope y'all understand. Also, if y'all are getting value in this, make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out, because I do live sessions every weekend, usually either Friday or Saturday. If you're not in my Discord group, it's for only serious traders who are trying to learn, whether you're new or you're not new. Whether you're new and you're trying to learn, or you're not new, you're trying to get better. Join Formless Digital Discord group. Like I said, we do live sessions. We do weekly setups. I don't give out signals because, like I said, this is an educational platform. I just give out weekly setups. I give my bias what I think, and either you can agree with mine or not, or put your own bias up, whatever. But at the end, we all got one goal, and that's all to be profitable every single month. So again, you gotta learn. As you see, you have to learn these setups, and it's simple. I promise y'all, these setups happen every single day. These 3 setups. I feel like sometimes what ICT teach, he can overdo it. I think if he just kept it simple and kept it like this, I think it's way more easier. Understand? And I've been, trading going on for 4 years now. I've been studying ICT for 2 years. So I've been trading and using what works and what doesn't work. So this is based on my own understanding. This is what I've been doing to get, because my whole goal is to get in a sniper entry and to get in at least a small drawback as possible. So for y'all who know how to trade but don't really have the funds, well, you have programs, prop firms who want to, give you this money if you know how to trade. You just gotta show them that you know how to do it. So don't be scared to mess up. The most successful investors make at least about 50% of profit every year. Some make 25% every year, and that's good. Meanwhile, you got these new traders or people who are either have experience but not successful with it. They're trying to take $1,000 and they try to make 100% in a month, or not even a month, in a day, or in a week. You can't do that. That's unrealistic. I'm sorry to say, that's unrealistic. Or they're trying to make 100% every month. That's unrealistic. So I want to speak a little bit about the psychology of trading, 'cause I know a lot of people don't speak on that. So let me go to my Discord group real quick. I hope y'all had some value in understanding how to operate. We can go to a little bit of next week too. Let's go before I get off of this. Yes. So this week, right? This was this week. So I have everything marked already. So price came to an equilibrium point of this area. So if y'all understand, this is the halfway point. I call it equilibrium point because this is the area where price eventually broke out of, and then this was the pretty much close to the halfway point. If you go to like the last, this is the last up move before price came down. So if you kind of measure here, that kind of where price kind of stayed up under right there. So I call it the equilibrium point. If you understand a little bit of whack off, then you'll understand why price kind of came down and went higher from this standpoint right here. So as you see, so price came down, right? Coming into next week, right? Price came down and they made equal lows with this. This is considered a mitigation. A lot of people will look at this as a mitigation block. Why? Let's rewind this back. So once price, and you have to start being confident in this. Once price did this right here, once price came down, going to the next week, came down and made equal lows to this, and then this engulfed the high of this down closed candle. Once it did that and it closed that, your entry is literally here. This is your mitigation setup. This is your entry right here. A lot of people will look at it as an entry. The moment that candle right there tap back into it right here, that's your limit order entry. This candle right here taps you in. That's your entry for your mitigation setup. But like I said, I see teaches it as, okay, once price break above this, price retest back, that's your entry. No, if we can catch a sniper entry, if we can catch it as close to the bottom as possible, then yes, that's gonna be more safer to do it if you know how to do it. I promise y'all, this stuff happens over and over again. You don't gotta believe me. Believe me, you can go to the charts and look at it yourself. It does it all the time. And as you see, and your stop loss would have been right below here. Take profit could have either been above here, or take profit could have been either above here, above the volume of the candle. The reason why I say that, because why? If y'all go back to previous, when I told y'all, usually after the body of the candle or the high of the candle, it make a reverse. Now, like I said, I can't teach y'all that. These things I learned from experience. You have to kind of be constantly watching your charts, study your charts to understand when well, it's kind of similar to the high. Like, you'll know, like, okay, the same thing how I told y'all when the high or low get taken out, it's the same thing when the volume get taken out. If the body of the candle get taken out and it forms you setups, then most likely it's going to reverse from that standpoint. Here's a prime example. This is what I mean by, this is the volume right here. This is the volume of the candle right here. So your entry, and then what happened? Price. Let's wait till price goes into this area. I just want to show y'all what I'm talking about. By, like, sometimes it don't even go for the high of it. Boom, right there. So as y'all can see right here, right? Price takes out the volume of the candle. Right then there, it shows you two signs that price wanted to reverse. Two signs that price wanted to reverse. If there was someone who wanted to sell this right here, now I usually don't say sell against the direction, but if you understand order flow and understand how to do these setups, it's okay to trade against the direction. But it's only for experienced people who know what they're doing. So as you can see, price taps into this and reverse from this point. Did it went too much anywhere? No, because it only came down to really just mitigate off of this void setup. This is consider a void right here, or some people call it a gap. So it really came here just to, but if you was scalping right, you could have found it set up on the lower time frame, and you could have scalped this. How do I know? I guarantee if I go to the 5 minute, I find it set up within that. So this is that same range that I was talking about right here. So as you can see, what do we have here? It didn't take out the high, but took out the volume. Took out the volume of the candle. Our entry is literally right when the low of this get taken out. That's your entry. And you could have caught that for a nice little scalp. So like I said, if y'all get in volume, I'm going to end this video because I have to do a live session soon. So show y'all the Discord real quick. So this is the Discord group right here. Like I said, as you see today at 4:34 p.m. Session starts in 30 minutes. So I got to do a session actually supposed to start now. So I got to end this real quick. But yeah, we do our session. This is Spill Tea where everybody chat and talk in at. This is the watch list where we put our watch list and news events we see happen on the news. Here's the notes for homework. Here's some good notes that we give to people. They can look and reference back to. So I mean, it's an overall good group for people who are serious. So other than that, I will see y'all in the next video. I gotta start this session. Till then, see you again.